Good evening and welcome to another edition of the Chevy Nova 7374 Nova Hour. I'm one of your admins, David Meyer, and for the next hour or so, we're going to be chatting about Novas. Now, just wait a few minutes for everybody to show up, and it looks like since we've done our last stream, Facebook has yet again changed options in that, so hopefully I've selected all the correct options. And this stream will be good to go. So we'll just give it a couple minutes. Of course, I'll do the usual introduction to the admins, the rules, and then let's talk. I actually have a few things we could talk about tonight. As you can see, been kind of busy in the garage. I haven't touched the Nova yet. I've been involved with the Omega, which is going to identify as a Nova for tonight so that we could talk about it in this group. But I've been pretty busy working on the Omega. I haven't posted it yet. I know I promised you guys I would, but I haven't posted it yet. Small block to big block heater core conversion. Oh, I just like coming in here to look at it. So I can't wait to do that on the Nova. Let's see if we, it looks like we got one viewer. I don't see any comments yet. But first and foremost, let me introduce the other admins to the group. Of course, our founder, Will Hamlet. The other admins are myself, David Meyer, Craig Iben, Rex Koflak, Kim Whiteacre, and Dave Williams. We added David Williams as a moderator / admin over the course of the last few months to help with admin duties, and he has been doing a great job, as have the other admins. One of the tasks that takes up a lot of their time is welcoming new users to our group. Now, if you're watching this video on YouTube, how do you become a part of this community? Got to be a member of Facebook. Log on to Facebook, Chevy Nova, 2 words, 73-74. Look us up, find us. There is a big questionnaire, and I know if you answer on your phone, sometimes it's a little difficult because you have to scroll down to make sure you see all the questions. You got to answer those questions because we have a real rigorous screening process. We want to make sure you're an actual owner because there's other 73, 74 Nova sites for just enthusiasts, and that we tried to lock this group down just to owners and people who do work on the cars. So please make sure you answer all those questions. And one of the big things on the admittance is having pictures on your Facebook profile that we can see that you are an actual owner of the car. Please, please, please make my life easier. Put a picture of your car on your Facebook profile. Make sure it's set to public and that we can see it. That will make things go a lot quicker. But most of the time you will receive a message from one of our admins just to validate your admittance, your questions, and then you become part of the group. And then you can join us on the nights and participate in the chat. I think it's on this side of the screen, and we can interact. All right, that covers that. Let's move over to the rules. First and foremost, respect. I shouldn't have to go through this, but I'm going to go through this just for the new people. Please remember that we may not all agree on modifications or builds of all members. We are very big on respecting all members, regardless of their modifications and builds of the 73, 74 production years. Very touchy subjects in this group are what we call front-end swappers. Those are the people who change the look of the front of their 73, 74 Nova to look like the earlier years, 68 to 72. We refer to them as front-end swappers. So we are really big on acceptance. And another touchy subject would be bumper tuckers, as we call them. The people who take their 73, 74s, modify the bumpers to bring them in. As you know, the 73, 74s, government regulations change things, and they changed the bumper design on both 73 and again on 74. And I know the 74s stick out a little more than the 73s, but we are big on respect, so please be accepting of the front end swappers and the bumper tuckers as I guess I have unfairly labeled them, but hopefully they know I don't mean them any disrespect by those titles. Of course, no bashing of cars will be tolerated. You'll be warned once, depending how bad it is, really. I might just delete you. It depends on my mood, as or the moods of the other admins or moderators. A big one with this group is we are a family-oriented group, so we do not put up with any foul language. It's got to be clean, folks. I know it took me a few months to get used to this rule, and I still get warned the odd time by the other admins. You will be given, we will try our best to send you a message to correct your reply or your post. If we don't hear back from you in a reasonable amount of time, your post will be deleted, because we are big on making it a family site. And we do have people under the age of 18 on our site. And I know what you're saying, Dave, swearing's a part of society. I know, I do it. I try not to around my kids. But you know what? We're going to try and make this place a little better, and we're going to try harder by not doing it. So if you have trouble with swearing, maybe our group's not for you. Posting rules. All content has to be related to 73, 74 production years only. And of course, Nova builds. All Nova, non-Nova content will be removed, mostly memes, stuff like that. If it's not 73, 74 production year, we will remove it. However, some car memes, if you can make a meme with a 73, 74 Nova and it's tasteful, we'll accept it. Be kind and courteous. Oh, of course. No hate speech, no bullying. That kind of goes with the other rules. This is a big one. No promotions, politics, or spam. We'll delete that on site. You won't even be given a chance to fight that one. I mean, this group has nothing to do with politics. We're not even going to start. Whether you're in the U.S., Canada, outside the world, politics don't belong here. Don't spam us. We're not interested in buying t-shirts. And since our rigorous screening, we rarely get those spam people in. However, we do have, we do allow people to buy and sell and post in our group, but we do ask that you use PayPal or a reputable e-transfer company that will guarantee and protect you. This is at your own risk, whether how you wheel and deal is beyond you. Unfortunately, sometimes deals do fall through, but we do our best to try and mitigate if there is disputes. But really, it is between the part seller and the part recipient, the transaction. And you must agree, yada yada. Okay, yeah. So you got to agree to the rules. If you didn't, we wouldn't be having this talk. All right. Hey, Lou, how you doing, buddy? Lou's my first person to comment here. Welcome, buddy. He drives a 74, I believe it's 74, red Nova, right on. And Jeff, I believe you have a 73? And I'm not a bumper, I'm a bumper tucker. Okay, so yeah, Jeff's one of our members who has tucked his bumper. I hope you don't find that term offensive. Please forgive me and my frog throat. I am getting over COVID. Omicron found me. Despite being buried up to my hips or waist in car parts and working and this and that. Got a knock at the door, opened up, boom, Omicron. Got me good. Not too bad. It was more or less just like a really good head cold for a couple of days, but didn't really stop me. Still worked a little bit. But I sound kind of sexy, so please forgive my voice for this. Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. I see we got 5 viewers, so there's a few people lurking. Hey, that's no problem. If you just want to watch, there's no pressure for you to chat or comment or that, but please feel free to interact with other members. This isn't just about me. This is about all of us. If you want to talk about something, throw it up there and yeah, we'll talk about it. One thing I wanted to bring up, and maybe I'll wait till a few more people show up, of course, is heater cores and heater core conversion. This is your typical small block Chevy heater core. As you can see, you got your outlets, which how we know fits right, I don't know, can you guys, oh yeah, you can still see me, fits right behind the valve cover. And if you're running tall valve covers like I am in the Nova, that could be a pretty tight fit. So one thing that we've talked about over time is people converting over to a big block Chevy heater core. Now, Dave, I know what you're thinking. Dave, I was looking for a big block heater core and I couldn't find a listing. The trick is you have to look up between big block Chevy Camaros or Nova. I was using, for when I was scrounging for parts, I was looking up listings between 67 to 69 Camaros and a 1970 Chevy Nova. And here's the heater core that I got for the Nova. This one is an aluminum one, but you can see the difference. Where are the outlets? On the other side. So here, let's put them side by side here. I know I promised you guys a write-up and pictures. I'm still going to deliver on that. I just haven't got to it because, well, I've been a little sick. Here are the heater cores. There you go. So you see the outlets are on the other side. Same size for the most part. Outlets are on the other side. Now I'm just, let's dump some antifreeze over here on the workbench right next to my laptop. So just allow me to put this back in the box here so I don't ruin it. Because aluminum is soft. And what I put in the Omega actually was a copper one. So the same of what we pulled out. This aluminum one I was saving for the Nova. One thing I did order, I ordered one of these seal kits, OER K933. There's also the K932, which is for the small block, but I ordered the big block one to get that little extra gasket that goes in with the holder for the heater hoses. I may have to move the camera to show you guys that, or you can see in the picture. But really, this gasket set was a huge waste of money. For the gaskets I ended up using out of it, I think I used the one big gasket for, of course, the back of the heater box where the heater core sat in. I used that gasket. And then the one here, one other gasket, I trimmed it down, used it on the temperature flap door. And what I did is I used 3M adhesive to stick that to the box. I did that, and all these other gaskets, like there's no instructions. It doesn't tell you what goes where. I tried Googling. I tried posting. I even went to Steve's Nova site. I couldn't find any instructions that told me what gasket goes where. Did have a few people send me replies with some helpful hints, so I was able to piece together. There's a couple for the defrost vents up at the top. There's one for the heater core outlets on the small block. And of course on the big block, there's one for the big block. And then there's a couple pads that you could put before and after the heater core to keep it snug in the box. But really, for the money I paid for this, I was kind of disappointed. There's another gasket kit that will give you the gasket that goes around the heater box, the big kind of, half round, half square gasket. That's the one you want to get, and also gives you a gasket for the inside, but depending how nicely your heater box came out, you won't need that. What I ended up using for a gasket is I used the Right Stuff gasket maker and put it on real thick, especially at the top, because that firewall's not flush. In fact, I'm not even happy enough with, don't think I put enough on that. I may actually pull off the fender again to do it nicely and make sure that's sealed up so no water gets inside. Yeah, I don't like how that looks, so I may still I may still pull that fender off to redo that. really right now everything's just together kind of test fitting, but we're going to get some trim clad out once it warms up a little. Oh, let me get the flat black here, and we'll do some touch up. So yeah, that was pretty much all I had to say about the heater core stuff. Okay, I'm going to move the camera. So guys, you're going to get a little dizzy. You might want to look away for a second. And let's see where my cable, oh, shoot, this cable. Okay, here we go. Here is the conversion that I did on the Omega, which I will do the same on the Nova. And as you can see, I made a delete plate for the outlets. Otherwise, you're going to have an opening right to the heater core. That dirt, dust, crap, depending if you drive in the weather elements, that's all going to get into the car. So what I did is I took a piece of cardboard, as you'll see in the pictures I'll post, traced it out in metal, which I used an old computer case. Then I used some gasket and gasket goo, gasketed it all up, and then installed it. I made the bracket big enough though that it installs through the two studs there, so there's no chance of it moving. And look how nice that is there. Look at the room. Now you don't have to worry about your tall valve covers. You just, oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful. So that is something I will be doing. Oh, watch out again. Sorry, you're going to get dizzy. That is a modification I will be doing to the Nova. Oh, sorry guys. That will be a modification I will be doing to the Nova. And I found it was really easy to do when I had the fenders off, because it's right open. Otherwise, you're going to have to at least remove the inner fender, because that box lid, and I happened to buy the big block, oh, it's all taped up though, the big block box cover with the two holes here. I bought this for the Nova because, yeah, you can just drill it, and that's what I did on the Omega, and it actually went really easy with a step bit. Here we go. Used a really big step bit. And it drilled really easy. So really I kind of wasted probably about 70, 80 bucks Canadian buying this. But I mean, it's my Nova, so I want it to be perfect. So I bought this for the Nova. And it came with the gasket you need. And it comes with that bracket there to hold the outlet. But if you buy just the bracket separate, I think that was about $20 Canadian after shipping, duty, taxes, exchange, and raping. But the big thing what I was trying to get to here is you need to pull out the inner fender, because you need to twist this to pull it out. This isn't just going to come out this way, because there's no room with the inner fender. You really have to MacGyver it, but you have to take out at least the inner fender to get that out. But I went ahead and I pulled off the fender, because I was changing the fenders anyway. And like I said, what I'm going to do is I'm actually probably going to pull the fender again, and I'm going to put that the gasket goo really thick on here, because I think I got some openings there. And I do drive this car in the rain and in weather, so I don't want crap getting into the heater box, heater core. So really that's all my presentation of the heater core for now. Like I said, I will be posting pictures. I'm hoping the other Amins will look the other way, because it is an Omega, it's not a Nova. We really have the group locked down to just Chevy Nova 73, 74, even though from behind the headlights it's still the same car. So I'll post those pictures, because really it's a must conversion. If you got the front off of your car, do it. And I got part numbers too. Oh, okay. So yeah, Jeff doesn't mind being called the bumper trucker. And oh, you got COVID too, eh? Yeah, it wasn't too bad for me. It was like a head cold for a couple of days, but yeah, no, not too bad, not too bad. Okay, Lou currently has his rear bumper tucked, but it won't stay that way. Uh, you gotta have a bit of a bumper. I mean, that's perfect for putting your tools on when you're working on the car, or you can sit back and put your feet up. But to each their own, right? And hey, Will, how you doing, buddy? Will Hamlet, our founder of the group, he's online. Say hello. And close-up shot. Yeah, I hope. Oh, did you not see when I had the camera up there, Will? Or did you get here after that? I can do that again. And yeah, like I said, Lou, that heater hose clearance, I don't know why Chevy didn't do that right from the start. I mean, to me, it just doesn't make sense to have it there when you do have the option to have it over here. Like I said, there's a couple times I look at the pictures or come out here and stand here just to say, yeah, that looks good. Hey, Robbie, how you doing? And Robbie says, great information. I'm just about to order a heater core. Going to make this change. Robbie, I do have part numbers if you need part numbers and what you need to do. I do have pictures. Like I said, I'm going to post. If you have any questions, by all means, you can reply online or message me. And if we have to, we could do a video chat one-on-one and talk the talk. By all means, I got no problem helping out. Really easy to do, and it's a conversion I recommend. Absolutely. The big thing I would say, though, is it's important to make that delete plate for the small block, the old holes for the outlet, as you'll see in pictures, because that just leaves you right open to the heater core. Yeah, do it properly. So yeah, Robbie, welcome. I don't recall seeing your name in our stream before. Are you new? Either way, welcome. It's great to have you. Oh, okay. So yeah, Will saw the good stuff. Again, please forgive me for my voice. I didn't think I would sound this bad. So depending how things go, we might have to end this stream early, or I'll have to hire a interpreter. So hey guys, what's happening? I don't think we've chatted since was it November? I think was our last stream. What's going on? Ah, there you go, guys. So Robbie Brady is a first timer in our stream, so make sure everybody give him a warm welcome. Hey Robbie, what year Novas do you have? 73, 74? Let us know. Oh, thanks, Will. I feel great. Like the only thing I got going on right now is the frog throat and a bit of a cough. This is day 11 of isolation. As soon as I had a tickle in my throat, I started isolating right away about 10 days ago on Friday. I think it was the 7th. And I wasn't going to be the one to get other people sick. So I was isolating even before I knew I had COVID. And it's pretty easy to do when you live alone. So, and after about 4 days, I was more or less fine. But the cough seems to linger on. So I just got to wait for a couple negative tests and then I can return to work. But other than that, I feel great. So, but thank you for your well wishes. And Brady says he has a 74. Right on, Brady. Robbie, apologies. Make sure you post pictures of your car. Keep us up to date on your build. We love pictures in this group. And that's another thing I need to ask you guys to do. I need some nice shots. And when you're taking pictures of your cars, there's a little pet peeve of mine. I don't know if I should say anything, but when you're taking that sweet picture of your car here, let's, oh yeah, messages. I got people want me to play hockey. Not in this weather. When you're taking that sweet picture of your car, if I may say so, here, look, see, taking the picture of your car. Yeah. Turn your phone sideways and go for the old, landscape view. Look at that. You get a lot nicer picture of your car. You get it all instead of all that wasted space above the car and below the car. And then if you get it, just right in there, then I can use it as a cover picture and it'll fit nice on our group. And that's what I was that's where I was getting to. I need some cover pictures. I have to apologize. I have been slacking in changing the wallpaper. I was doing it twice a week there for the longest time, for years. Lately, I've been slacking. And that's just, I've just been busy, or I've been forgetting. That's on me. But please post those pictures and put that pressure on me to change that picture, because I want to showcase all our members. Everybody should get a shot to have their car shown for 4 to 7 days, maybe longer if I forget to change it. Please get those pictures taken. And again, bloop, take it on a landscape. I feel so much better getting that off. Okay, here we go. Slacker. I have been slacking, Will. I won't lie. Before I got sick, I have been doing a lot of work on the self-identified as a Nova. And that's been keeping me real busy, as I've completely redone the front suspension. And that's another thing we can talk about. Oh my goodness! Power built 11-piece upper control arm bushing service kit. I bought this off of Amazon for $130 after I saw a couple of videos on YouTube. That made this job so easy. Like, it was so easy to pull out, press out, and push in those new bushings that my girlfriend Shelly did it. And we're looking forward to working on her Chevelle. It worked so well, folks. Here, let me open it up here. But it is available on Amazon.ca and Amazon.com. Power built, and look for the number 648604. How do I have dog or cat hair on this? I don't even own a pet. Power built 648604. And oh, what a kit. And I did actually use this to do the lower control arms too. Wasn't pretty, but it worked. Oh. Let's open it up the correct way. That's deceiving with the sticker. So here we go. You got your clamp with the opening so you can get it. I just happen to have a control arm around. You have your clamp, you got your control arm, and then you put your fitting on, which goes up against the bearing there, and then the clamp goes around the outside, and it presses the bearing out nicely. And then you just change ends on it, and then without the piece on the end here, you press your bearing or bushing in this way. We had a control arm done not even 10 minutes. It was beautiful. There are a couple demo videos out there, so I didn't bother making a video because other people have. And actually one of them is with a guy doing control arms on a 71 Nova. But here's the piece that you put on the one side to press out the bushing into. And then you got the piece that presses the new bushing in. And then you got different spacers and that go on the inside to make sure you're on the metal part. But I didn't post in the 74 Nova group doing this because, again, it was on my Omega and the work, and we are, locked to 74 Nova posts. But it is posted in our sister group, the 74 GMX body site. But this was $130 Canadian. I'm not sure what that is US. That's probably what, $80, $90 US. And again, power built 648604. Don't struggle. And then I learned to do, I figured, we have the top end apart, or the top half apart. So we checked the lower control arm bushings. Well, when you're that far into it, why not, right? And I bought myself one of these grenade holders. And actually, you know what? Those rear springs aren't as bad as people say. You know, I love these little plastic containers everything comes in. So you put this up in the inside the spring. You shove this or this, and then to the bottom part of the spring. Compress it, and it helps pull it out or put it in. I actually took the springs out from the side. I had the lower control arm on a jack, and I slowly lowered the jack to where it was fully extended, and I just used a pry bar, and there was very little tension on it, and my springs popped out. There have been stories of these things literally launching themselves through into your neighbor's yard. So please be careful. If you're not comfortable doing this, call a friend, take it to a shop, because I need my viewers. I need all 11 of you. I can't spare one. So please be careful doing this. I had talked to a couple of friends before I did this because I wasn't comfortable doing this. And one of my buddies works at a shop, so he had the tools. But I got impatient. I thought, what's the worst I can do, right? Either I'm going to launch a spring into the Nova or one into the wall through into the yard. So what I did is I ended up lowering that lower control arm to where it was fully extended. And then I just used the pry bar, and the spring just popped out very easily. It just basically slid out. So depending on how your springs are a little taller or, you know, not so worn out, they may come out with a little more force. Or you do it this way, you put your spring compressor in. Now this spring compressor, I bought this at Canadian Tire, but you can get it online as well. OEM coil spring compressor. I bought 77035 because that's what was available here. Now when I looked online, a few guys were using OEM 27035. I don't know what the difference is except for it came in a green case. Maybe the measurements or the angles are a little different. I couldn't tell the difference. And this was available locally, so I bought the 77035. This worked great for me. And the first time I actually had to do the passenger side twice, because when I put the spring in, I guess I didn't have it properly seated at the very top of the spring housing. So I had to compress the spring a little more to get that to fit properly in there. And yeah, then you just use this to, you know, compress it up and then to undo it. And you turn this either with a wrench through the side, or you use a socket and an extension and you go through where the shock bolts in the lower control arm. But this was a great little tool. I think this was about $85 Canadian. And I bought this at Canadian Tire. And it wasn't so bad, you know. I took my time, wore my safety glasses, of course, and it wasn't so bad. I did it. I should have almost shot video to show it, but again, I got pictures, but it'll be in our sister group, the 7374 GM X Body site. Let's see who. We got a lot more comments here. Okay. We got John Gilman in the house. John is from Shop 209. I want to give props to him because I have watched many of his videos. I actually started with your video, John, on rebuilding upper control arms. And the way you were hammering out those bushings, I thought to myself, I'm going to hurt myself. And that's what prompted me to buy this tool. But I did check John's site first. That's Shop 209 on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe and send John a shout out. But John, man, This was worth its money, man. This was so worth its money. It was about $130 Canadian, so I think that's about $80 to $90 US. But I watched your video first, and the way I saw you hammering out those bushings and that, I would hurt myself, so I went and bought the tool. But I did use your video, John, last year as well when I did the disc brake conversion on my Nova. So great videos. Really appreciate you doing those. They were helpful. So everybody, Shop 209 on YouTube. Check it out. Okay. Here's my props to John. In fact, John, when I made the videos for my disc brakes, I even made sure to give you props for that because, yeah, I owe you, buddy. Thank you very much for that. And Roland, how you doing, buddy? He's, I think you just talked me into going in the shop and snapping some of the 73 and 74. Remember, Ronald, pardon me, I think I called you Roland. Ronald, make sure you take the picture. Nice landscape. I'm going to harp on that for a while, folks. I'm sorry. But yeah, definitely, Ronald, we want to see those pictures of Novas. I was mentioning earlier, I don't know when you got here, and hello and welcome. I need some cover pictures. And Lou has a tech tip. Always also install a taller upper ball joint. Now, we have talked about that in the group, and I think that might be under one of the topics. Apparently, it helps with the geometry and setting, what is it, the caster or the camber? I keep getting the two mixed up. But Lou, Jay Bourne, and Dieter, I forget Dieter's last name. Those guys are pretty knowledgeable on it. Now, I just used stock replacement Moog ones because I don't know enough about the geometries, and I wasn't about to try something new that I haven't seen done myself or in person. So no disrespect to Lou and Dieter and Jay. I just felt comfortable going with a stock upper ball joint. I believe it's Moog K5108. I think that's the part number. It's either 5108 or 5103. One's upper, one's lower. And I think the 03 is the lower. Actually, let me check my part numbers. Okay, here's a big block heater core number if you need. Here we go. Yeah, ball joint. Well, it just says ball joint. It doesn't say if it's lower or upper. Bushing. See, I usually keep these part numbers so I can write them down on my website. Yeah, so that would probably be the 5108, I think, is the upper. Okay, and Lou, yeah, okay. And then Robbie says, hey, it's on sale today. Are you talking the spring compressor or the ball joint tool, Robbie? Regardless, buy it. Trust me, man. That tool, that upper service kit, I actually used it to do my lower bushings as well on the control arms. Although the bushing is a lot bigger than the end that presses, it will work. Les, how you doing, buddy? Les is my buddy from Airedale, Alberta, rebuilding a 74 Nova. That was his son's. And have you been able to locate any replacement bump stops for the control arms? Yes. Yes, I did, because mine were crap too. Okay, get a pen and paper ready, Les. Dorman 31053. That was the new bump stops that I put in both control arms. And what he's referring to, folks, is here's the driver's side. And underneath, you got a bump stop. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about, Les. By the way, welcome to the stream. Dorman 31035 was the closest I found, and it screws in as opposed to the Preston kind. But I believe you can buy either or. I sourced these Dorman ones. These were the closest, according to the measurements I took from the original when I took my original control arms off. If you want less, send me a direct message or personal message. I don't know, everybody calls them something different. Send me something on Messenger less, and I can send you a picture of the stop itself. See, that's why I always keep part numbers around, because you never know. Hey, Russ, how you doing, sir? Welcome to the stream. Again, folks, please accept my apologies for how I sound. I'm just getting over, I want to say just a cold, but work wants to say it's COVID. So does the test the province gave me. But hey, don't worry, I'm doing good. I'm doing fine. Let's move on. So Russ, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. And William says, yeah, no kidding. Those springs can take you out in a bad way. If those springs are under a lot of tension, yeah, they could possibly pop out. Because when it comes out with that control arm down, it comes out on an angle. And I'm assuming it will either pop out that way or well, yeah, that's how it would pop out if it's locked. So the energy would be going straight this way, which can put you into your neighbor's yard or into your other car. Please be careful. Again, if you're not comfortable doing it, pay the money. Yeah, you spend the money, whatever, but you know what? You get paid again in 2 weeks. And again, like I said, I need my viewers. Yes, I'm in Canada, Stan. I'm in Winnipeg, Manitoba, right in the middle of a snowstorm right now. It actually isn't that bad of a storm. It's just blowing snow. We got about 15 centimeters of snow between last night and tonight, and right now it's howling pretty good, but it's actually warm out there. It's only 0 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about minus 20 for us Canadians. So it's not too bad. But yeah, Winnipeg, Manitoba, center of Canada. Woohoo! Oh, yeah, hey, John. Yeah, no, I feel great. I do sound bad, too, as well, because years ago, actually, 19 years ago, playing hockey, I don't know how many of you guys know I play hockey. I am a goalie, because as you can see, I'm a pretty husky guy. It's not the camera that put on weight. I am fat. And I was playing in net, and I took a hockey puck in the throat. So I do have damage to my throat, and whenever I get a cold, I start sounding sexy and good. So it's a little both of having a cold and from taking a hockey puck. Totally killed my karaoke career. All right. I wish I had Canadian Tire in Ohio. Yeah, we have Canadian Tire up here. I'm not sure what you guys have. You guys have your like O'Reilly's and part places like that down there, but just do a search maybe online. You'll find out. I didn't even know Canadian Tire sold those. I was looking online on Boxing Day, and I was looking for a picture, and I saw Canadian Tire, and it was actually $10 cheaper than Amazon. And Amazon I would have had to wait a week, so I went to Canadian Tire and bought it right there that day. And yeah, we Shelly and I we got the front end back together. It was awesome. John, that video was a mess. John's referring to, I'm pretty sure he's referring to his video, the rebuilding control arms on Shop 209. Actually, John, I thought it was a great video. I was entertained. I thought that was awesome. Just watching how you're swinging the hammer, trying to pound those bushings out on that. I had a good time watching it. So it was a good video, but I don't have that kind of luck with a hammer. I get hurt easy. Like, just looking at a hammer, I'm starting to hurt. So, Russ, 90 bald eagles. Okay. I'm assuming you're talking about the price of that tool, maybe? And yeah, John, like I said, what is it? That number again, Power Built, 648-604. I did post about it again in our, actually I might have posted about that tool on 73 on Chevy Nova 73, 74 under useful tools. I think that's the topic. John's corrected me. The taller ball joint is for camber. Thank you. It helps the camber gain during cornering. Now I'm kind of wishing I went with the taller ball joints. And if you need that part number, I'm sure Lou or Dieter can get that part number, or we could just do a search for it in the group. Good to know, John. Hey, maybe there's a topic for you to do an episode on if you're doing some ball joints. Okay, and Lou says, oh, yeah, see, you guys are already ahead of me here. That's perfect. That the camber through the suspension travel with the upper control arm. Oh, hey, Craig Antonio, my Omega buddy from Regina, Saskatchewan. How you doing, sir? Yeah, I'm a lot better than I sound. Yeah, I'm doing good. It's just a little rough. But, yeah, we're doing good. We're doing good. Lou says he got 40 centimeters of snow, so that's 40 centimeters. That's about 15 to 18 inches. That's a lot of snow, Lou. I'll admit it. Hopefully it was light and fluffy and easy to move, for sure. But you can keep that. All right. Oh man, Lou, no taking out the Nova. Oh, Russ said he lived in Winnipeg for 3 years. He misses the Pony Corral nights and the Portage and Maine cruises. Oh, Russ, I didn't know you were a former Winnipegger. That's wicked. Yeah, the Pony Corral moved their location to Grant. I don't know how long ago you were here. And yeah, Pony Corral. But they were closed for COVID for the last 2 years. So now everybody moved down to on Westwood, on Portage and Westwood at the new Princess Auto location, which is kind of a block east of where the old Kmart lot used to be way back in the day. And that lot's about 3-4 times the size of Pony Corral. And it gets packed, man. It gets packed. But yeah, I still do the cruising. I've been doing it for 26 years. I'm actually surprised we might even have run into each other. This will be I didn't do much cruising last year because my foot was in a cast the whole time. But this year I'm going to make up for it as soon as I get the Nova fixed. And Lou says, yeah, it's in the garage until April, March if we get good weather. Yeah, I hear you, Lou. I don't usually get my cars out much before April and that, but I'm really pushing for an early spring. I don't think it's going to happen because we've had twice the amount of snow this year than we had last year, and that's going to take a while to melt. But as soon as I'm done the Omega, I got to take the Nova apart again. Now, those of you, I don't know how many of you remember, in 2020, one September long weekend, I blew up my 406. So over the winter time, I did some front end work, some suspension work, and we did the front disc brake conversion. But I also built a 421 stroker small block Chevy, which was built by Dan Clem. I didn't really post about that because I have a handful of friends from Winnipeg on Chevy Nova 73, 74. So I kept it kind of hush-hush and that. But as we were troubleshooting it before I severed my Achilles, I was experiencing a lot of oil leaks and fixing various leaks and because it was pissing from everywhere. But the last big problem seems to be the oil pan gasket. Of course, the oil pan gasket, right? So the plan is to pull the motor out, flip it over, make sure the pan, because I have an aftermarket Moroso deep sump pan. I want to make sure that there's nothing wrong with the pan. Make sure that the shape is right. And Dan's going to come over and change the gasket, and we're going to seal it up. And then this time, while it's on the engine stand, I'm going to put the oil primer on it and just let it run for a bit to make sure that it's not going to piss oil, because I don't want to do this again. But I haven't started on the Nova yet because I want to finish one project at a time. This project here originally started with fenders that I got through, actually Craig Antonio there, him and I went through Halfers on a 74 Omega parts car, and I got some new fenders. And Craig, I'm so glad you gave me that extra front nose piece you had. because as you can see, I need it now because my other one ended up breaking. The plan was just to swap the front fenders. Well, while I had the front fenders off, I noticed the upper control arm bushing was metal on metal. So that's what brought on the suspension project, and then doing all the suspension bushings on the upper and the lower. Well, I had it apart. I changed the ball joints, upper, lower, but I've taken a lot of heat for this on some of the other sites for leaving the disc brakes on the car. Folks, I'm not made of money. I wish I was. Yeah, there ain't nobody sponsoring these cars. And in saying that, I'm not trying to push any particular brand or product on anybody. This is just stuff I have found online, like these tools and that. I'm not trying to push brands. These are just tools I have found and that are useful, and that's what I pass on to you guys. I am by no means sponsored, so I couldn't afford to do disc brakes. This would have been the perfect time to do disc brakes because I had the spindles and the whole front end apart. Just can't do it this year. Maybe this winter coming up, we'll go to disc. But if I do go to disc on the Omega, you can be sure that I'm going to get rid of that brake booster and we're going to go with a manual setup because I like manual. So then we did that project. We did the control arms. And while I had the fenders off, late last year, 4 days before the last race weekend, the heater core went on the Omega. So what I ended up doing to get the car by is I put a couple of these brass plugs, 1/2 inch, one in the water pump, one in the intake, water pumping on the intake to block off the route to the heater core so Dad could race that last weekend. So I had to change the heater core regardless. Another thing that made doing the heater core so much easier, besides on the outside taking the fender off, is on the inside. I've actually got the bench seat out of the car right now. It's sitting right here. So the interior of the Omega is actually empty right now, which gave me a lot of room to work. You take off the glove box door, take out the glove box. I took out the radio. That way I could get to the cable for the defrost easy. That made it a world of difference taking that heater box out compared to when I did the heater core in the Nova. And I just kind of pulled the box back a bit and, tried to shuffle everything and dumped antifreeze everywhere. Take the time, take your seat out. Whether it's a bench seat or a bucket seat, it's worth it to take the seat out of the car. Take the glove box out. Make yourself the room. It might take you an extra half an hour, but you're going to save yourself a world of headache. That's also one thing I've learned in my older age. Sometimes you got to take things apart a little bit more to save yourself time. One thing I didn't notice when I was doing the upper control arm is the bolts that go through the control arm shaft here. I thought they were studs that were in the spring housing. No. That's how rusted it was that I couldn't even tell. They're bolts. So what I ended up doing, because I couldn't get the control arm off, is I took the header off. Kind of glad I did, because I noticed that my header gaskets, manifold gaskets, were a little rough, so we changed those at the same time too. And of course, might as well change the collector gaskets at the same time. So yeah, this is just snowballed. And I'm at the point now where I'm ready to put the front bumper back on. But we're going to lighten up that bumper a little bit and probably cut out some of that reinforcement on the inside. But that's a project to do in a couple weeks when I'm feeling a little better. Or I may just even throw a cover on the car and get started on the Nova, because I need the Nova running for April. I need to get my cruising in. But I need to get the Omega running because Dad's going to make another points run at Interlake Dragway this coming summer. So I got to have the car ready for Dad too. So I got my work cut out for me, but I'd say we're making really good time. We're making good time. Yeah, William says, I hope you guys get some good weather soon. March, it usually starts warming up here in March, and by April, mid-April, we'll be out tearing up the streets here in Winnipeg. Again, wintertime's a great time for us here, for us Winnipeggers, for our cars, because it gives us a chance to fix things, upgrade things, or save money. I don't know if I'd be able to afford, honestly, driving the car year round. At least not the way I break things. Hey, Brian Turner, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the stream. You've already been here 8 minutes. Yeah, sorry, I get carried away in stories and I'm a little behind. But hey, welcome to the stream and thanks for joining us. And John Gilman says that they're going to get some flurries there and they'll shut schools down. Yeah, they'll shut schools down for anything. Mom used to just tell us, dress warm and away you go. Maybe the odd time we got a ride to school, but we never close schools down for a light dusting like we get here. Don't get me started. Yeah, a little bit of a frog in the throat. I've been sick for the last little bit. I was working on the car and I had a knock at the door and boom, COVID hit me. But it's between getting over a cough, cold, and years ago I took a puck in the throat. So whenever I get a little congested, boom, I lose my voice and get this raspy, sexy sound going on here. And Ronald took a couple pictures and he'll send them to me right on, or even just post them in the group. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Get a neoprene gasket for the oil pan. What gasket did I put in there? I'd have to look at the pictures, Russ. I bought one of those expensive blue rubber with the metal lining Felpro gaskets. I didn't spare any expense. It was almost $100 gasket. I could tell you the number. I'd have to look at pictures. But I spent money, even on the valve covers here. I thought one of the things at first that was leaking was the valve cover. So I bought these high-end Felpro 1628 valve cover gaskets, which are a nice thick blue gasket here with metal in them. I ended up going back to the rubber gaskets because I thought this was part of my problem with an oil leak. But my oil pan gasket is the same kind of gasket. And I don't know, maybe I got a defect in it or maybe we creased it. I don't know what happened, but I gotta pull the motor out now. Come on, man. I got better things to do, like play hockey. But we will be going with a different style of gasket. I'm not sure what style we're going with. Dan already bought a gasket. He's already ordered the parts for us to fix it. And I'm also going to change the dipstick in that Moroso pan because the dipstick tube is so low and it's a compression fitting. And just from tightening, I probably have crushed the compression fitting already. But it's still leaking and dripping from there too. So we're going to get one that's an A-in fitting and change that as well and try and fix this pan right up. Oh, okay. Craig had to go. Thanks, Craig, for stopping by. Sorry I didn't get to you in time there. I appreciate you joining me. And Craig, I got to thank Craig for his help with the Omega because he sent me some pictures on when I ripped this thing apart. I was so excited to get started with it. I didn't quite remember how the nose came apart. There's more pieces in this nose and in these brackets here, and here than there was doing the heater core. Nova, you got what? 8 screws? Grill comes out. Perfect. Omega, 80 screws. And it comes out. Oh, get me started. Are you still live? Am I? Yeah, I think so. I'm just a little behind in the questions because I'm getting so excited in stories. I've got a lot of things to say. Muscle car lifestyle. Yeah, ain't that the truth? Okay, so John says they don't really get snow, so they don't have the resources to deal with it. Ice shuts everything down. Yeah, that makes sense. Some places aren't equipped to deal with snow. Here in Winnipeg, we got the infrastructure for it. This isn't nothing for us. And, I got the an F-150 with just Duratrack tires, and I go through snow like a hot knife and butter. Ronald, yeah, I can't post pictures in here. No, not in chat, unfortunately. It doesn't look. No, you can't. Just looking at it now. So you'll have to post that, Ron, in the group itself. Definitely want to see those pictures, though. Okay, my blue rubber gasket made the pan rub the cross member. I've still got clearance in the cross member. I'm also running polyurethane motor mounts, which actually raised my motor up a hair. So that gave me a little extra clearance. But I've got lots of clearance between my pan and the cross member, so I don't have to worry about that. But we have talked about that in the past with those clamshells for engines here come in different heights. Where do I have it? You can get these clamshells depending what number or what car you get off. These come in like 3 different heights. So you got to be careful which one you use. And then you can always put a spacer if you need to raise your motor up just a hair more. But I also went with a polyurethane insert from Energy Suspension into my stock motor mount. And that gave me a little extra height to maybe 1/4 of an inch and raised my motor. So I've got lots of clearance there. And John says he's hoping to pick up a BOP X-Body project this year. He should have talked to me in the fall time. I would have given you this project. Yeah, there's still a good number of Omegas out there, Venturas. The Apollos, there's few and far between, but there's still a few of those kicking around. I actually found one close to me in Portage La Prairie, which is just about an hour outside of Winnipeg. And I was talking with the guy wheeling and dealing, and pretty much had a deal all set. And then I was showing him pictures of the Omega and that. And by the time we were all done talking, he decided to keep it, and he's been fixing it up now. So I talked myself out of a car. Oh, okay. Brian says he's running rubber mounts. I went with the poly mounts, Brian, because I learned a valuable lesson in motor mounts. When I first put my 406 in, I put brand new rubber mounts in. And I guess with the torque of the motor and that, it trashed the mounts bad. But it trashed the mounts to the point where the motor was moving enough that I was cracking bell housings on the transmission. So I learned a $1,200 lesson on motor mounts. I can actually show you pictures of what it did to my stock mounts, but I went with polyurethane mounts, and I haven't had a problem since. And Blizzax, I'm assuming Brian's talking about tires for his truck. Yeah, I got the Goodyear Duratrax. Holy crap, it's already been an hour. Okay, I've done all the talking here, folks. What's going on? What have you guys been up to? I see we just got about 5 people viewing right now, but lots of comments. Appreciate that, folks. So we can keep going or we could call it a night. Totally up to you. If you guys got anything you want to say or any comments or questions. Again, I got to get those heater core pictures up. Maybe I'll work on that after the stream or do it tomorrow while I'm at work and get those up for you. And oh no, mine no, I have the Goodyear Duratrack tires. If that's what if we're talking about the truck tires on the truck, 18-inch for Ford F-150. And Brian says it's 60 there. It's 0 here. I actually looked at the thermometer on my window on the way out, so I had a Fahrenheit reading for my U.S. friends. You're sweating. I hate you, Brian. I'm not doing too bad. I've only got the one shirt on and a sweater. But, of course, the garage is heated, and it's about, 15 degrees in here? Let's see. It's, it's dropped down a little bit. It's 54 in here inside the garage right now. It's 54 degrees, which is about 12, 13 degrees Celsius. So It's cooling off a little. I turned the heater off so the wouldn't interrupt the stream. John, thank you very much for joining us. And again, thank you for your videos. John Gilman, everybody, Shop 209. That better be your next stop after this stream. Thank you, John. Take care and have a good night. Appreciate you joining us. And just another viewer taking off. All right. So that leaves, well, definitely Brian and William are here. Who else is lurking? What are you guys doing with your Novas? Brian, what's going on with yours? Will, I think you're rebuilding yours again, aren't you? Or you have the motor out? What's going on with yours? I don't know. Maybe my voice is that bad that people are like, ooh, Dave. Click. Oh, I think Brian's taking off. Oh, okay, Brian. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Appreciate you being here. Oh, no. Okay, well, now I'm confused. It doesn't take much to confuse me. And William says he's got to get Murder out. She is good now. And Brian is just resting in his garage. Yeah, it's going to be a few months yet, but before these come out. The Nova, it's drivable, but the oil leak's gone so bad now that if I go for a long drive and drive on the highway, it's like one of my mufflers, I got chrome mufflers. One of them's black, so I got a lot of oil underneath, and you got to clean oil leaks. Oil leaks bug me, but I mean, the Nova's leaving puddles like this, man, and that's not cool. That's got to be fixed. So, well, folks, I guess I'm going to wrap it up because it looks like more and more people are bailing. Hey, no problem, no problem there. But I really appreciate you taking your time to join me tonight and sharing your time with me. Hopefully, you found some of this entertaining, enlightening. Hopefully, the tools. If you got any questions, post a message on the group or send me a message on Messenger. I'll do my best to answer if you need with parts. I'll get those heater core pictures up as long as the other admins will overlook the omega factor, which hopefully I got some pull. And we'll do this again. I don't know if anyone's interested in... Yes, Robbie, the heater core box I looked up was for a 70 Nova SS, or you could do 67 to 69 Camaro. But here, Classics Industry, or Classics Headquarters, or is this OEM? W-961 is the part number I've got for this. But really, if you got a step bit, very easy to drill, and that's what I did on my old one on the Omega, is I just drilled it, and it was very easy to do, especially after you buy the outlet template here, and I got the part number for that somewhere if you need. Send me a message, and I'll get you those part numbers, but the numbers you want to look for are for a 67 to 69 Camaro with a big block, or 1970 Nova with a big block Chevy. And again, it's very easy to drill. I've got pictures on how I did mine, but if you want, like I said, with my Nova, I was picky, so I splurged and I bought the box. But I've got W-961. Let's see. Oh, here, look at this. Okay, this is an AMD box. AMD W961, and it was $69.99 at Summit. And then that gasket kit, it was only 24 bucks. Okay, well, maybe I'm not so mad about the gasket kit, but really, that was kind of a waste of money. And if you wait till I post those pictures, Robbie, you'll see why. But the heater box was $69.99, and that gasket kit, the OER K933, was for a 67 to 69 Camaro big block heater box, was $24.99. It looks like I just got the founder Williams blessing the post those Omega updates. So, Will, thank you. I don't think the others will mind because it's a process that can be used on both Novas as well. So, again, Robbie, if you have any questions or even heater core part numbers, the heater core I ended up going with was for 68 to 70 GM big block without air conditioning. Part number 301884. Or the other number you can use is 398223. I think the 398223 will be the important number. Or if you want the aluminum one from Spectre Premium is 94492. Again, just message me, buddy, and I'll send you those part numbers. And then I got to get Les the pictures of those control arm bump stops. So yeah, there we go. Okay, before I wrap up, thank you, Brian. Try to do a good job here, of course. Try to educate or enlighten or help out as much as I can. By no means am I an expert or a professional, folks. I am just a guy who works on computers during the day, and this is a hobby. I am a hobby mechanic. I am by no means a car builder or a mechanic or this or that. I just try to do as much as I can on my own and pass along my struggles and how to avoid them to you guys. So, let me know. I'll give it another minute here, see if any more things pop up. This video will be posted, of course, on the group under the topics Chevy Nova 73, 74 Nova Hour streams. I will also post it on YouTube. However, if you're watching it on YouTube, you won't see these comments. You'd have to watch it again from the Facebook site to get these comments. So, guess we'll wrap it up. This is going to be a good time to finish. So, William, Robbie, thanks for sticking it out to the end. Brian, I think you're still lurking. It still says I got 4 viewers. Somebody bailed. All right, folks. In all seriousness, thank you very much for tuning in. And if you have questions, don't be afraid to message me or post a message on the group. Somebody will get to you. And something's beeping away here, so I'm sure I got something about to fail on the computer. So take care of yourselves, folks. Protect yourselves out there with COVID. It's no joke. I mean, I've got it, but to me it was nothing more than a cold. But still, protect yourselves. Protect others as well. Smoke tires, not drugs. What's the other things I say? Oh, Russ, hey, thanks for joining us. I see he's still here. Thank you, and I guess that's all, folks. So take care, and we'll see you again. If anyone's interested, we could always do another chat tomorrow night. But if you are, leave a message, and maybe we'll pop up tomorrow night. So take care, everybody. It's been a lot of fun. And again, I appreciate your time. Night.